I'm a little sick, so I apologize for my lovely scratchy voice. And if I mute myself, it's probably because I'm coughing. Folks, welcome back. My name's Amy McDonald. This is the Foolish Optimist podcast. We are in our special series of people behind the candidates. I'm really excited for our guest today. Dee Elder is a former candidate herself. She now works for New Way Strategies. She is also a graduate of the Emerge program. She's worked so many different positions and has such a great perspective to add. And I'm just so grateful that you're here. Thanks, Dee.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me, Amy.
How's everything going? For reference, everyone, we're recording on September 2nd.
Labor Day. If everything's going well.
I know. Fingers crossed. Something's
Fingers crossed.
happening.
I don't know. History will tell when it actually happens, but
Yeah.
but you never know. He's probably going to outlive us all. He's probably going to live to be 125 years old.
I'd swear the worst people live the longest. You know, I think Henry Kissinger actually hit like 100 years old. It's like, come on. Maybe we could start a little bit with your introduction into politics and why you're interested and why you ran, and then we can dive into a little bit more about what you're doing now.
Well, I started off in politics, like a lot of people, angry. I started off because first off, I'm a transgender woman living in South Carolina. As you can imagine, there's quite a bit to be upset about in the situation. And I was an employee of the state and things were going along just fine. I came out in late 2019, early 2020 was when I came out. End of the first Trump administration, beginning of the Biden administration, and things were going well for the first few years. Life, I was generally left alone.
Which is like,
and that's
that's all literally people, I keep hearing things, I'm a member of the LGBTQ plus community as well. And people are like, well, indoctrination. I'm like, actually, everyone just wants to be left alone. Yeah. We all just want to live our lives.
Yeah, that's all I wanted I was just left alone. Like,
yeah,
I don't have anything to do with your kids.
Yeah.
I like my kids. That's it. There's the only two kids I'm interested in. And even then,
like parents understand this. And, kids are lovely, but
I love my own.
They can be
children.
very tough.
And on that, I don't want to have anything to do with anyone else's children.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't want to indoctrinate your children. I don't
have time. Who's got the time? Who's got the time to indoctrinate children?
Anyone. I wouldn't want to force this lifestyle on anyone. That's not a lot of fun.
I was about to say, that's the thing, right? A lot of my trans brothers and sisters, I'm like, oh, you're right. They went through years and years and years and years of hormone therapy to indoctrinate your children. They went through years and years and years of being bullied and people like literal hate crimes in some cases so that they can run track against your children.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was my plan. Trust me.
What?
My plan was not to play.
Sorry, keep going.
So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm getting off course here. So I was working for the state and it's looking like Trump's going to get elected again. And they start passing this anti-trans legislation in South Carolina.
Yeah.
And things start getting slowly worse and worse again. And finally, South Carolina passes a bill where they essentially take away my health care. Because as a
state employee,
as a state employee, because they were just trying to pick on trans kids, which is awful enough. But I decided to stick in a little piece to the anti-trans youth bill that the state health plan, which is not a state health plan that they pay for. It was paid for by my health premiums, health insurance premiums, like any other health plan.
Right.
It's just they administer it and therefore have some authority over it. Anyway, so So I was aware of that bill, and I called my state senator many, many, many times and said, don't vote for this. You'll be taking away my health care. Don't vote for this. Because I knew this man personally.
Right.
He did not listen to me.
Yeah.
So I decided to run against him.
Nice.
And I'm going to keep running against him until either he's out of office or we're both dead.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Good.
That's how I said we're both dead, because I'm going to keep running after him until I'm dead.
No, it's a complete circle. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. And so obviously, like, you have a very unique experience. A, living in the South, B, being a trans woman, and C, running for office, living in the South, being a trans woman. I grew up in North Carolina, and I feel like right now the anti-trans sentiment is like the anti-gay marriage sentiment used to be, where it was like already illegal for a lot of the things that they're like advocating for. And you're like, we actually already have state laws for things like this. And then they would just like tack them on to other bills to, like, air quotes, garner support from bigots, even though those bills were terrible, but it would like rile people up and they would go out and vote for it. And then you like read the bill and you're like, oh, so you just voted for a bill because you hate gay people and you voted to like ruin everyone's lives. But because they tacked that one thing on that you are so gung-ho about, you didn't even read the rest of it.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
I mean, these people, I don't know. My opponent bothers me in particular because he passes himself off as this very middle of the road guy. He's not a red hat lunatic, or at least he doesn't look like one.
Right.
He passes himself off as this very buttoned up, tie wearing, suit wearing,
classic Republican.
Nice
yeah.
Nice Republican. Yeah. He's not. He votes straight party line like the rest of them. May as well be one of the red hat lunatic MAGA morons. I mean, what's the difference? If they vote the same way, who cares?
It's also even a little scarier when they, can disguise themselves as someone who's a bit more reasonable, right? Because that means they could go on to do more things and like take some of those middle of the road votes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know how close of attention you pay to South Carolina politics, but there was recently in South Carolina a state legislator named R.J. May, who was head of the South Carolina Freedom Caucus, if you can imagine such a thing. Freedom, baby. Well, apparently it was the freedom to go and try and pick up young children.
13, 14-year-olds?
Oh, lower. And it's just the most horrific kind of things you can imagine, which things I don't even want to say on here.
Right. No, but I mean, that's been a trend across the country. That's been a trend across the country, is trying to look for that age.
The head of the South Carolina Liberty Caucus, he got elected after he was accused of these crimes. And
I just want to bang my head against something.
Yes. And only after he was indicted was he removed from office. It just blows my mind. Because they hate Democrats so much. Every time I tell people I'm a Democrat around here, unless you really are very careful, they say, you're a Democrat? Well, except for.
I mean, I was having this conversation with a Democratic county committee up here in upstate New York. And they asked me, they were like, why are people afraid of the word Democrat? And I was like, well, a large portion of our country has been fucking brainwashed. I mean, I get called a demon-crat on the internet every day. And I'm like, first of all, get some creativity. It's not even like, it's boring.
It's not funny.
It's not like, it's boring at this point. There's 7 other, maybe it's bots, but some of them aren't bots. But I would love to hear your take on that, on why parts of our country are more comfortable literally voting for someone who's accused of pedophilia than voting for a Democrat. A demon-crat.
I wish I could tell you. I really do. I wish I knew.
Yeah.
If I had the answer for that, I might have won last time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think your answer is correct, though. I think it's just simple brainwashing. They've been inundated for the last 30 years with Fox News, and now it's getting worse
Yeah.
with the other network. I mean, they're even worse than Fox News networks now.
Didn't think that could happen, but here we are, right? Oh God. It's, I mean, and that's like, we've got Fox News. We've also got like the culmination of like I think I'm a little bit younger than you. My generation was the start of, or my like grades in school were the start of No Child Left Behind.
That was a little bit behind me. That was like, I graduated high school, I think, the year that passed.
Yeah, exactly. So like, you know, and even my people my year and like around me, we kind of squeaked out, right? Because it was before it really like took hold. But now we've had 20 plus years of that. And so we've got a new generation of people who have very limited critical thinking skills. They were like taught how to take tests because they said they'd lose their school funding if they fucking didn't, you know? And so we're kind of in that weird limbo of,
I mean,
you've
is
got
school
social
really
media.
gotten that bad? I mean, I look at my daughter's school. My daughter's in middle school right now, and she goes to a fantastic school.
Well, and it's so it's like everyone's so different, you know?
She goes to this great STEM middle school.
Oh, it's a STEM. Of course it's great.
That's fantastic. I love it for her. And
Yeah.
my youngest daughter gets to go there too.
Fabulous.
Where she's encouraged and one thing I really like about it is that as a girl, she is held up in the STEM field.
Yes.
Not held back.
Yeah.
And she is made to feel smart in that area. And that's because that worried me going into it. Not going into the STEM school, but going into like the higher grades.
And just like life in general, right? I mean, my mom has her PhD in curriculum and instruction. She was a teacher for 30 years and went back and got her master's and her PhD, but she originally wanted to get a mechanical engineering degree. She was the only girl. And, you know, I mean, that's like the 70s. Obviously, things have changed, but like we still have women hitting firsts in STEM all the time, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
anyway,
that's awesome.
You're rambling. Where were we going?
And this podcast is about rambling, right? We're talking about things that matter. Right. But we're talking about maybe, you know, we talked about why you ran against him when we covered that. Maybe we can talk a little bit about what you're doing now.
Well, I just started a job mentioned it in the intro. It's New Way Forward Strategies, and they're a progressive consulting firm, political consulting firm. I'm doing call time management. Right now, I'm helping a great candidate out of Missouri named Hartzell Gray.
Yes, you told me about them.
Yeah, he is fantastic. If you want to look him up, it's Hartzell for Congress, HARTZELLFOR.
Great name.
Congress. Young black man out of Kansas City, Missouri, running against a long-standing incumbent Democrat, although they just redid the Missouri maps. So I don't know what his maps are going to look like. So
Missouri got a lot less news than Texas and California, obviously. But yeah, that's Missouri. I think Indiana's on the block for I think a couple other ones as well.
But we shall see. I really hope that he wins. He's a good man. He stands strongly against what's going on in Gaza. He does not take a penny from any kind of corporate PACs or any money, obviously, from AIPAC or any of that Israel money. Running. The reason he's running is that he lost his job. He was a sports broadcaster in Kansas City, and he spoke out against what was going on in Gaza, and some strings got pulled, and they got him canned.
You know, I hadn't heard about him specifically, but obviously that's happening to a lot of our like news media as well. So it doesn't surprise me that it's also happening to sportscasters who are standing up. I mean, it's I never thought I would have to like say in my lifetime, like, hey, when we forcibly create famines and we're starving children and families and people who are not soldiers, and like even when we starve soldiers, that's still a war crime, by the way. Like if you're starving POWs, that's a fucking war crime. But like I didn't think I would have to say when we are actively killing civilians on purpose, and I say we being the like not us, but we're paying for it. We are paying for it. It's a genocide. And that's bad. Genocide is bad. I didn't think I'd have to say that.
Bad.
Yeah, I didn't think I
things,
didn't think I would have to. And here we are.
Yeah. Genocide is bad. And
yeah.
But
shocking.
Here we are.
That's awesome. I mean, Missouri, I think, is one of those good states to watch.
I've actually got another candidate out of Missouri, Missouri's 3rd district, Bethany Mann. I don't get to work with her quite as much, but she's another fantastic candidate. She's an environmental scientist running against, oh God, what's his name? He's a nasty Republican dude. Oh God, Missouri's 3rd.
Hold on. Missouri's 3rd is Bob Onder.
Bob Onder, that's right. Yeah, he's a real piece of work. As you can imagine, most of the legislators from Missouri are.
It's interesting little place. My first job, our headquarters was based in St. Louis. But I do feel like there's so many good candidates running in South Carolina, like in Missouri. We've got good candidates in Arkansas. We got good candidates in Alabama, Oklahoma. I feel, I don't know, dare I say it, a little hopeful.
Yeah, I don't throw around the H word very often, but
I know.
I stopped using that word when Trump got reelected, but maybe there's room for that.
Maybe a little bit.
For the H
word. Smidge.
A smidge, a touch.
A dash.
A little sprinkling.
Yes.
I think there's room for hope still. There's got to be, or otherwise.
What do we do? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're all out here. Every single person I've spoken to, you included, all these candidates, we're all working towards a goal. There's got to be a little bit of hope involved.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the kind of the way I see it, is that like, I have hope because what else am I going to have?
Yeah.
And I can go and die. I can go and sit in my room and smoke pot for until the bombs start.
Which is what we do sometimes. Can I ask you this? If you had advice for these candidates, first-time candidates, since you are no longer a first-time candidate, you've been a first-time candidate, what would you give them?
As practical advice, I would say get someone to help you organize volunteers.
Yes.
As a candidate, find a volunteer coordinator. That should be, I don't know about your first hire. Your first volunteer person should be your volunteer coordinator.
You're like super volunteer almost.
Super volunteer should be your volunteer coordinator to help you organize the volunteers. Because I never had anyone coordinating my volunteers, and I never really got people around me organized, doing work as one group.
It's like herding cats. You know?
Exactly.
It's tough.
It's hard having an old volunteer workforce around you.
Yeah.
And it's a head rush. You've got all these people around you who want to help you and are furthering, your name is up there on the sign.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, it's an ego boost, but at the same time, it's like, it's also the weight of the responsibility of it. And
right.
So it can be a little bit to get used to, but you got to have somebody there who's willing to kind of be the boss. And a volunteer coordinator is an intermediary for that. If you're not willing to be the boss, and I don't.
Well, and you ran for state house or state senate?
State senate.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's Yeah. Like, it's impossible to be the candidate and be in charge of everything. You just can't do it. It's not physically possible. You don't have enough hours in the day, nor do you have enough. Your attention has to go towards everything else. Yeah.
Too many people calling in and or emailing in and things like that. In fact, I've already got my campaign or my volunteer coordinator talked to her this morning for my next campaign. I already know who she's going to be.
Nice.
So I hope I haven't pissed her off too much. So.
Don't worry, you got plenty of time to do that, right?
Yeah. I'm going to want her back.
So volunteer coordinator, and obviously like the media landscape's all changing. For state level races like the one that you ran and that you're going to be running in the next election cycle in 28. What do you think is like most important in terms of media? Everyone obviously is all over social media, but is that like the best route to go, do you think? Or do you think it needs to be
well, so hard to say. Media.
Like media, social media, how to like deal with all of that?
I think the midterms are gonna sort of tell us what's gonna work the best.
Right. We're gonna have
I don't know. Time will tell, really. It's so hard to say right now, though, that if I had to guess, it's so hard you can't get anybody to listen to you right now. There's so many of them. Like, you can't. That's the difficult part.
Right. You gotta break through.
You got to break through. Like, people think, I remember in my last campaign, people would take these screenshots. Like, I might slip up and say something mean to a Trump supporter on it, and they'd say, I got a screenshot of that. I'm going to show it off to everybody. Like, you can't get people to pay attention to you. I'm not worried about that.
Right. You're like, I'm not a presidential candidate.
No one pays attention to anyone else. There's so much out there that you can't pay attention.
That's like good news.
People to pay attention, and that's what you got to do. But
good news and bad news. Nobody's paying attention.
No one's paying. Good news and bad news. No one's paying attention. Exactly. That's the good news and bad news about life in general. Is that no one gives a shit about you.
Now you're also obviously you're a parent. You have a job. Do you have advice for people who are either parents and running or working parents and running? Like how to balance all of this? Because it just seems, it's a lot, and obviously everyone's got to pay their bills.
I am very fortunate in that I have a job that's going to allow me to be flexible around it.
Yeah,
I've already made it very clear. I haven't really had to make it clear, but it is clear that I am running again in 2028, and come about May or probably April or June of 2028, I'm gone.
Yeah.
For the remainder of that cycle, I'm running full time after that point. But being able to be flexible in your job, I mean, I think that's a requirement in 2025 anyway. There's a lot about working regular jobs now that's me riled up.
Dude, it sucks. We're coming, this is the day after Labor Day, and I'm thinking about our like United States labor history and all the fights that people went through just to get like what we consider air quotes regular jobs, but the rest of the world doesn't work the way the United States works. We are working ourselves to the bone, and yet we still can barely afford anything. And it's so I saw a tweet literally from an account that's a dog. It's a dog account. He's just it's just a pit bull that it's a pit bull account. His name is Tatum, and he goes, "If the United States is our employer, Labor Day is our pizza party."
Yeah, like much.
Yeah, I mean it's meant to like give us a cute little like have fun. Like we get 1 month off for federal holidays, or 1 day off a month for federal holidays. not every month, but like almost every month in our country. But not every company has to follow the federal holiday schedule.
Yeah.
Like, uh, I had to work on Veterans Day at one job, and our CFO was a veteran, and I was like, I'm not working. Sorry. I was like, I report to him. He's not working. I'm not working. That's ridiculous. Like, I was like, it's.
Oh, it gets even better down south.
Believe me, I know.
So,
Tell me about it.
If you've worked down here in a few years, because they recently, in order to restore the glory days, they started allowing people to say fucking Confederate fucking Memorial Day off.
What day is that? What is that? God, the Confederates. I'm reading this like really fabulous book right now. It's called Confederates in the Attic.
Oh yeah, I've read that before.
It's so interesting. I know but it's like, it's a New York Jewish man traveling to all the Confederate states in like the late 90s and hearing their thoughts. I'm not explaining it to you. I'm explaining it to our listeners. But for those of you who didn't grow up in the South or don't know enough about the South, the Confederacy never really died.
Oh yeah, never.
We let it.
Another interesting book that's not quite in that vein, but will give you great insight into like the South in that period.
Yeah.
Our Man in Charleston. It's a British emissary. Right. I don't know, some kind of
like the consulate. Like, yeah, you're right. Consulate. Yeah.
In Charleston, just prior to and during the Civil War, and talking about like everything that went on from that perspective, like being a foreigner in Charleston. It's very fascinating. And like,
can you imagine being a foreigner in the United States during the Civil War? You're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's just like, and he's English, and they had outlawed slavery decades and decades prior. Like,
yeah,
this is not like a foreign. This is a totally, outside of his world to him. He approaches it with with something closer to our sensibilities regarding slavery, and then you'd see the sensibilities of someone from that time period, even like Northern American sensibilities regarding slavery. It's very clear that he's, holy shit, this is
like horrified, right? Because he's like a generation.
Even with like Northern Americans who don't have slavery, they kind of, they know it. They're like,
yeah,
it's awful, but yeah, that's just how it is down here. But like with him,
well, and people love to say how much Northerners were like anti-slavery, but in reality, a lot of Northerners made a bunch of money off of slavery. And like New York, we had a mayor who tried to get the 5 boroughs to secede with the South. Like, we were New York City specifically was the most pro-Confederacy city in the North because we made so much money.
I'm trying to let the Brits off the hook here, but I was in Liverpool last summer, and when you just scratch below the surface in Liverpool, that whole town was built on the backs of slave labor. Yeah, that whole city is nothing but, it's just because they just took all the money. We had all the African Americans where we were.
Yeah, we were bonding people. We were putting people in bondage, but literally, I mean, so many European countries, the northern states, the amount of money coming out of the southeast of the United States with slavery, I mean, it fueled economies all over the world for a really long time, and people love to pretend like that wasn't the case, but like,
yeah, like it was just us.
But like JP Morgan, the reason Chase Bank is called Chase Bank is because JP Morgan and Chase were making money off the backs of enslaved people. Like, they were making cotton money. They were just had it in New York. Like, yeah, that's why we have Chase Bank. Like, fucking, come on.
Yeah, it's like a TikTok or something the other day, and it was something to the effect of like, anytime you look at anything in America, why is that like that?
Racism, for sure. Racism, white supremacy, and like, yeah. And then it's like, just, it gets worse as you pull back the layers, like the onion,
Okay, so back to politics.
This is politics.
This is
We're
politics.
trying. I
All
mean,
politics.
everything's politics. I'm getting really frustrated because there are a lot of, women who look like me on the internet who are like, I don't talk about politics. I'm like, you're a food content creator. Everything you touch is political. Like, literally, you're talking about fresh food and
Yeah.
that's fucking political.
Who picks that fresh fruit?
Where is it coming from? Are we exploiting labor in the United States to get it? Are we exploiting labor in South America and shipping it here? Like, what do you mean? Also, who gets the fresh food? You get the fresh food because you got fucking money. But that's political. Yeah, I'm getting really annoyed with, honestly, basic white bitches.
I think finally, at least, people are finally being disabused of the notion that this doesn't affect me isn't true.
Yes.
People can no longer hide behind that because it's starting to become more and more obvious that, yeah, it does. Politics affects you, no matter who you are.
I think where some of our politicians falter is explaining the ripple effect, right? Like if we defund Medicare and Medicaid for 17 million Americans, some of them are on Medicare and Medicaid, but what does it do for the rest of us if 17 million people lose that? Or if, however many millions of people are losing SNAP benefits? Because it's all intertwined.
Yeah, it's not just, the 17 million people lose Medicaid. Nothing happens. Nothing else happens. There aren't any knock-on effects to that.
Right. That's
hospitals are going to shut and other people aren't going to be able to get health care because those hospitals are shut. And
those people lose their jobs because their fucking hospitals are shutting down. It just keeps compounding.
See his face?
I know. We got to talk about something.
About 25 times.
I know. I do too, but at the same time, I'm there's just so many young people with so many good ideas, and they're so energetic and they're operating in very inspiring ways, and some of them are even capturing that, again, the H word, hopeful spirit of Obama in certain ways. How do you feel about what's your name, Dr. Andy Andrews running?
Annie. I like Annie Andrews a lot. Everything I've seen out of her so far has seemed good. I haven't seen where she stands on music yet, and I need into that.
Yeah,
remains to be a pretty big question mark.
I mean, she's a doctor, right? You would think.
You would think a lot of things, but
do you think Lindsey Graham's beatable?
I do. I hate to be one of these leany nut jobs. You hate to put yourself in the same place as all these people we've been shit talking for the last 10 years, but are we 100% sure these elections are
happening?
Are real?
I mean, I think they are. I think they'll happen. I think they have to happen. I think if they don't happen,
but I don't know. Well, in any case, they'll happen, and I think that Annie Andrews can win. I do. If Andy Beshear can win in Kentucky, Annie Andrews can beat Lindsey Graham. I think he's very beatable at this point.
Lindsey Graham got elected in 1995 was the first time he was elected. Yeah. And then...
But still, he's been in there long enough.
Yeah. Oh, that was, yeah. No, so 92 was South Carolina House of Reps, but 95 is U.S. House of Reps. Yeah. That's crazy, man.
We need term limits on these people. We really do.
If we just... I don't know about senator maybe, but for House of Representatives, if we just stop gerrymandering,
I think take
The
care
term
of it.
limits would be natural. Yeah.
That's true.
We're creating these, and I know right now it's like out of necessity, especially in California. New York's talking about it too. But like, yeah, they don't care if you do your job or not. They're going to vote for you anyways. I mean, during the big, beautiful bill conversations, I literally saw people being like, oh, I haven't read that. You should never get elected again. It's your only job to read fucking bills. And like, you have a team of people. And they're just like,
help you.
Like, oh, I didn't read it.
All right.
I would, like, what? I've heard a couple of different ideas. One is like, it's like jury duty. Your name gets called and you have to go serve in Congress for 4 years. And like, someone was like, oh, like, that's a terrible idea.
Been on a jury.
Lauren Boebert's in Congress. At least we'll get people who are bad people who don't want to be there. And they'll leave. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
I think the answer to gerrymandering is these nonpartisan committees, if you can devise such a thing in this country.
I don't understand why they're not all squares. Just square, 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 square everywhere. And then, you know, in Wyoming, because there's like 5 people there, the squares are bigger, right? To like, but it's just like 3 squares. Just like, I think I can do it with a fucking ruler. That's hubris. Obviously, I can't do that. But like, I mean, realistically, like some of these, like ones in Los Angeles, ones in New York have to be tiny because we need however many people and we're just so densely packed. But like, to me, it's just like each state gets covered in squares. And that's probably how it started.
There are mathematical ways to do it. There are, like, quite as simple as squares, but I've looked into it and there are ways you can do it using essentially math. Squares and triangles. Instead of like geometry that a computer can do.
Yeah.
You don't have to have human involvement in it, which is basically what you're describing.
Right.
That can do it mathematically, that makes it, you know, as fair as you're going to make it.
Right.
It's never going to be perfect. You can make it as fair as you're going to make it. And we'll never agree to that in this country because,
well, one party needs...
You would turn over that kind of power if they had it.
I mean, California's offered, and we've had 3 different bills come across the House, and it always gets shot down by Republicans.
Oh, yeah, Republicans will.
Because the Republicans, frankly, I'll say this on the internet, they have to cheat. They cannot win if every single person in the United States votes. It's not possible.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's true.
Like, it's literally not fucking possible because...
You know what? Every now and then I catch myself falling for the same Republican propaganda that both parties are the same. They're not both the same.
No.
They're not. Democrats are not great, and they have their faults, but Republicans are fucking evil.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're like... I catch myself with that too sometimes, right? And especially on the internet, people are like, say it all the time, and I'm like, no.
One wants to, you know, have fascism. The other wants to feed children.
I mean, exactly. They want to feed children in school. They want to make sure kids are being fed in school at the place we require them to go 8 hours a day. Yeah, they should get free food. I'm sorry. They do want to tax billionaires. They want the Department of Education more well-funded. They want transportation to be better.
The demons, apparently.
Democrats.
Democrats, man.
I know. Well, how do you think we safeguard ourselves and like the people we love from this propaganda? Both parties are the same. Because I know a ton of people didn't show up to vote in 24 because both parties are the same.
Well, we talk about it. We have the uncomfortable conversations. We say, I'm a Democrat. or I voted Democrat anyway. I think that's the only way to get rid of that stigma. I don't want to lay this all I don't want to pretend like the Democrats are without their faults. But there are plenty of them, especially the Democratic National Committee.
Yeah.
Like, they still support Israel. They still do a lot of nasty things. They kicked out David Hogg. Maybe we could talk about it. They're not listening to people.
We could talk about the actual demonization of these young candidates and people like David Hogg, right? Like, he's not a candidate, but like, I feel like the Republican Party, something they do really fucking well is they're like training up next people. Like, I mean, they got a machine churning for young people who want to run, young people who just want to be talking heads, young people who want to, and we're not fucking, like, David Hogg's right. We should be primarying people to the left. I mean, that's how we get MAGA, right? MAGA is primarying the original Republican, the Republican Party of my youth to the right. Starts with the Tea Party, it turns into MAGA. And the Democrats have never done anything like that. And so to hear them like poo-poo on him for that, I was like, but so many of these Democrats are just sitting there taking money and they're not doing what they need to do for their constituents.
That's yeah. We have hope though. There is hope. I was hoping that maybe it would happen while we were on this call. Then we could celebrate together.
I know.
Didn't happen on the call.
No, I don't think it's happening. I think he might have had I think Trump might have had like a stroke or something, but I don't think.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's retiring. I mean, he just doesn't seem like the resigning type,
Oh, okay.
I know someone told me that.
Him in a mausoleum like Lenin. That's what that ballroom's all about. Is it's going to be his mausoleum.
So gross. Just so gross. I mean, the good news is that all of these judges and all of these lawyers are basically shutting down a lot of stuff at every turn. I think the goal of the administration right now is to like get you to believe. I do think the big goal is to make you believe there's no hope, and that it's already all set in stone, and that like we are in it for the long haul. But I really truly believe that we're not there yet. And these judges, I mean, these are judges. Some of these judges some of them are even like not quite Reagan judges, but like George H.W. Bush appointees, George W., Bill Clinton, Obama, even Trump 1. Some of his judges are like, no, that's illegal. You can't do that. I mean, not the ones he put on the Supreme Court, but some of the other ones.
Yeah, I can't see how they keep getting it so wrong. How do they do it? How do we see the world so differently than our neighbors? That's my question. How is it possible that I see the world so differently than my MAGA neighbors? Like,
it's a good question. I think the answer is, well, one, I do think that you being a trans woman adds a lot like of perspective to your life. Like whether, you came out as a very young person or not, you always like knew that something was happening inside of you that was different than other people, which like gives you a lot of empathy. I mean, truly, right? Because if I think about that all the time, because if you know something's happening to you that other people don't know about, or that you're feeling something that other people don't know about, then you have this thought of like, oh, probably something's happening to them that I don't know about.
Yeah.
I think that's the vilification of empathy right now has been, especially with the younger generations. Yeah. Wait, you have 2 daughters, right? Okay. I've been having some serious conversations with my nephews who are about your daughter's ages about like alpha male
don't let them fall down. I don't want them to go down that road.
I know. And like, they don't have social media yet, but like their friends do.
Yeah. I have
know?
2 nephews that go. Are you familiar with the Citadel?
Yes, of course.
Yes. The Citadel, South Carolina's military college. A
Oh my
fine
God,
history that started as a college to suppress any slave rebellions. So,
yes.
lovely school.
And they always try to compare themselves to the Naval Academy and like West Point. And I'm like, it's not the same.
Not quite.
Well, also like only half of them go into service after. And like at the Naval Academy at West Point at Air Force, you have to
Everyone.
go.
Yeah.
You have to. That's the point. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, I see a lot of that. Attitude. I think they've dodged it, thankfully, somehow, even going to the Citadel. But
Amazing.
I kind of saw that attitude building in them in their younger days. I think they managed to get
Weasel
around it
their way
now.
out.
Now that they're a little bit older.
Dive, tuck, tuck. Yeah. I mean, truly, it's insidious, dude. That's good though. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's good. I'm glad for them, but whew.
But also being in that military space, there's a lot of that. I mean, now that you've mentioned the Citadel, we do have to talk about Nancy Mace.
Everyone's favorite.
I was doing research on her and I realized that she's like the first woman in the Citadel, but specifically in the cadet corps, which is different than the first woman at the Citadel, because the first woman at the Citadel was in like the 70s. So Nancy Mace is the first one in the cadet corps, but I realized she's a Nepo baby. Her dad, well, I didn't know that. I was like, bitch, you should lead with that. Own your Nepo baby status, because
Yeah.
that's the only reason you get in. I mean, I'm certain of it. Like, come on.
There was, what was the girl's name? It was the girl before her that like
Who
washed
didn't
out.
get through. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget her name, but it was a couple of years before, maybe like fourth, like 3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Nancy Mace she did
She is.
she did a play on the Sydney Sweeney Good Jeans ad, and I was like, I kid you not. First of all, she picked the worst fucking pair of jeans I've ever seen, and I know that's not the point.
She's good.
Pancake ass, and I say that as a fellow pancake asser. So don't fucking do it. Don't do that trend. Like that is not for you. That's okay.
Not for ladies of our ass type.
No, exactly. We come from long lines of pancake asses, and that's fine.
I chronic Irish white woman ass.
Please, exactly. McDonald. Yeah, like my sister literally told me I look like a wall one time. So like, curves, never heard of her. That's okay. But I was like, she's such like obviously she's irrationally obsessed with trans people, which is kind of new. I feel like in her world, because back during Trump 1, she was, she like said something net positive about abortion. She just wasn't like focused on that. Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's like everyone's done that. Everyone's turned.
Everyone's gone mad.
Well, they've done about face and like been like Trump. I actually, even though Vice President Vance, even though I said never Trump, I actually love you.
Actually, I think it's sober.
Yeah, just like 3 years ago, I said I'm a never Trump guy, but now I'm running on the ticket with him.
I don't get it. Opportunism? Is that it?
A lot of it is, I do think JD Vance is an opportunist. 100%. I know that. I can just tell, right? Like, that's for sure. He doesn't care. He doesn't have any value system at all. He's just going where the money is. I think Elon Musk is the same way. I think Donald Trump is the same way. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of opportunism. There's a lot of propagandizing. And I don't know. I've had people ask me why I am the way that I am. And I was like, I just like, My parents have told me since I was like a little kid, I just had like an innate sense of justice. I was like, this is right, that's wrong, and we do what's right.
Yeah. Damn it.
So I have no idea how to answer your question. To loop back to why are we all so different right now? I mean, I know it's got to be some of the media and the media like propagandizing, right?
Did you hear about the speech she had planned and like 8 people showed up?
No,
Yes.
I didn't hear that, but what is she running for? Is she running for
Running for governor.
Who's your governor right now in South Carolina?
Henry McMaster. He's term limited.
Oh, that's nice. Love that. Get the fuck out. I don't know. Is he a good? He's not a good governor. I don't know anything. Boo. Okay. I was about to say I don't know anything about his governorship.
He's
Sounds like
just a regular old Republican.
okay. Who's running on the Democratic ticket? Do we know?
Right now there's oh god, it was Jermaine Johnson. He's legislator. I don't know exactly where he's from. Somewhere in the middle part of the state, somewhere.
Okay.
Charleston down here.
I'm gonna look at the numbers for South Carolina in 20 elections.
60-40.
That's interesting.
Republican Democrat split.
That's interesting. And they had a decent turnout too, 75%. I mean, it's not bad compared to some of the others. South Carolina is just a very interesting place. I love it, right? I love South Carolina. But there are parts of it that are still very like stuck in the past. Yeah. I mean, a lot.
One or two.
I would like to, we've got like 15 minutes left before, but I think maybe you could tell our listeners who are like the candidates what some of these political consultants do. I mean, obviously.
Well, yeah, let me tell you about my firm and what we do. Yeah, well, New Way Forward Consulting, we offer a lot of services. The services that I do myself are call time management.
What does that mean?
What that means is that I sit on the phone with a candidate and I'll sit there, I'll be like this on a conference call with the candidate and going through a list of numbers, and I'll hit dial, and I'll sit there, ring, 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 ring.
Is it an auto dialer?
Auto dialer, yeah. And then while it's ringing, I'll give them a little background. This is Mr. from Pickle, Arkansas. You need to ask him for $200. He gave
person in your shoes last year.
He gave somebody last year.
Yeah.
Worth and then eventually he doesn't pick up and you leave him a message.
And I feel like that's the hardest thing for candidates to do. A lot of candidates are really afraid of picking up the phone and asking for money. So having a partner in that and having someone
it's all about body doubling. I didn't have somebody to do that for me, and I really wish I had, because I did not do nearly the call time that I should have.
Right.
So if you can find somebody, even if it's professional to do call time with you, if you can find somebody just to sit there with you while you do it,
it's accountability buddy.
Yeah, accountability buddy.
I mean, it's true though. Like I'm in sales and tech, and we do that. We have hours blocked off where we sit on a Zoom together, and we're both muted, but you see each other on the phone, just doing it. And like when you get a little win, you type it in. You're like, "Ha, somebody picked up." You know.
Exactly. A lot of times, just a pickup is what you're
really exciting.
Yeah, because it's 2025 and no one picks up their fucking phone from a number they don't recognize anymore.
I mean, that's because we're getting so much fucking spam, dude.
Exactly. And you know what a lot of the spam is? Political people. We also offer, that's fundraising We offer emailing. Most of what we do boils down to fundraising.
It's like the hard, tedious stuff behind it, right?
Yeah, it's email, like MailChimp. Are you familiar with that software?
So familiar.
It's email software that basically you can email lists in, and you write an email and it blasts it out. But it's a little more complicated than that. And you
You have to
personalize
design it,
everything,
and
and then people respond to it and unsubscribe or subscribe, or if people respond to it, you can interact
add
with them. Basically,
I mean, it's a CRM. I mean, that's exactly what it is,
exactly.
right?
All these are CRMs.
And
but specialized towards campaigns.
Right. But that is like really hard to. Again, it goes back to like what you were talking about when you were the candidate, right? Like that type of stuff is time consuming, and it's very fucking hard to do it when you have to be at events and you have to be knocking doors and you have to be talking to all these people.
As much as time consuming, it is soul sucking.
It's boring. It's awful.
Yeah. And I didn't find it so much boring as it just was like draining to me, especially the phone calls.
Yeah.
And the thing I like to try and do with my candidates is after even kind of a rough phone call, even just the most mildly rough phone call, we'll just kind of joke it off.
We used to play AC/DC Thunderstruck after we got like shit wrecked on a phone call when I was on campaigns. And everyone would stand up. We would all take a break. We would wait till everyone's off the phones for about 90 seconds and then just play it as loud as you can and just like shake your entire body until you move on.
Yeah.
And I still do that when I'm in sales. But with campaigns, you have no idea who's going to pick up.
Yeah.
So the math doesn't work as well.
Yeah. But my firm, before I got on, actually did Mom Donnie's campaign.
Hell yeah. Woo!
Phone calls from Mom Donnie's campaign. I wish I'd been there for part of that. That'd be fun.
Well, it's going to keep going because Cuomo refuses to give up. The DNC is throwing a bunch of money behind Cuomo as an independent. They're trying to derail Zoran Mamdani up here, and that's gonna piss me right the fuck off.
I mean, he's pretty much the clear front runner, isn't he?
He is 100%. The last 7 days of the primary, Cuomo and his super PAC, funded by Aunt Bloomberg and DoorDash, dropped I think it was $30 million into the campaign in 7 days. Every time I see these numbers, I kept getting all the mailers, and they're all paid for by DoorDash. Even the one that darkened his beard and made it bigger and longer to, insinuate that he was a radical Muslim. I mean, quite literally though, it's crazy to me. I just keep thinking about this, as it pertains to right now, right? We've got the Gaza, we've got a genocide going on in Gaza. So we've got Hamas, which is an actual terrorist organization, which has nothing to do with the Palestinian people because the last time they voted for them was in 2007. So the majority of them were barely alive, right? Second, we have Zionists, right? And then in the United States, we have Christian nationalists. And so we have these extreme versions of every major Abrahamic religion.
Yeah, exactly.
And yet the one that gets vilified is Zohran Mamdani running for mayor. Right? We have Christian nationalists in our highest offices. Pete Hegseth believes that women should be barefoot in the kitchen just having babies. And he's been divorced 4 times. The man is not a good Christian. Fuck off. I'm not a Christian. I don't care. But I was raised Christian, so I know what good Christians look like. And that's not it. And he's not being vilified for that. But Zohran Mamdani, who wants to give people free buses, is getting vilified.
He's a communist.
I had someone straight look me dead in the eyes and be like, so you want New York to be like North Korea? And I was like, good fucking God, we're talking about free buses. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, this person's an attorney. Very smart, a very smart person. I was like, what do you mean? Where is that coming from?
It makes your stomach hurt. It makes your stomach hurt.
Also, like, the economic side of free buses is insane. If people can travel to get a better job reliably for free, they're making more money, they're saving money, which means they're spending more money. That's it seems
Clearly,
so.
North Korea.
I just I know. Someone told me to move to North Korea, and I was like, no.
This.
I know. All right, we have to end on something hopeful. So, well, thank you so much. I'm so grateful to have you.
Well, thank you for having me again.
Yeah.
If you ever need anything else, or if I can think of somebody to get on here for you, I'll be glad to shoot them your way.
I'm gonna reach out to Hartzell. Yeah, I think we need some Missouri representation. I'm trying to hit all 50 states by November of 26.
Okay, well, I'll talk to Arts. I'm about to go on a call with their team in about 5 minutes. So
Fabulous. Well, have a wonderful day then.
I certainly will. Talk to you, Amy.
See ya.